with you. So let's move it on to some TV news. And now this is actually pretty cool, but I'm a little bit iffy on it. And it is the news. Now, it's not breaking news, but Stephen Colbert is going to replace David Letterman when he steps down from The Late Show on CBS. And now Stephen Colbert is going to be dropping his Colbert persona that he has on the Colbert Report, which is one of the best personas I've ever seen. I mean, he gets all these people on there and then just rails them in the gist of a joke, and people will take it, because they think he's just being goofy and having fun. No, he's nailing you all. So he's going to be being his real personality on the new Late Show, and I'm just kind of curious how that's going to work, because everything we love about Colbert is just his tongue-in-cheek comedy, his I'm this super conservative, and showing people how crazy some of these super conservatives are. And he's not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and actually one of the nice things I always thought about him is he wasn't... Like, he was showing how crazy some of the super conservatives are by being over the top, but he wasn't exclusively making fun of that either. Like, he was doing social commentary across the spectrum.
Exactly. I mean, he kind of veiled himself as the super conservative, but he took shots at everybody across all aisles. It didn't matter. If you did something stupid in politics, he used his satire to point it out, which is one of the things I love so much about this show, because in the same vein as The Daily Show, which really, the Colbert Report is a show, it's pretty cool because people, especially younger generations, will pay attention to it. Now, I'm not saying to get your news from these two sources, but if you listen to what they're saying and then go back and look at it yourself, like research it a little bit and without all the jokes in there, you realize that they're pretty on point about most things, and you can fill in the story for yourself and just see how crazy this stuff is. So this is kind of the news for this generation of people. I mean, my generation, your generation, if you're a lot younger than I guess not your generation, but people even older love this stuff just because it's just fun. It's just fun and well done. And so now that he's taken over The Late Show, now late night TV shows, I mean, who watches those things anymore? Nobody. Those have been dead. I mean, Jay Leno left and then he came back, and I don't think anybody cared. So, I mean, hopefully he'll bring something back. It's an American classic. I mean, the Johnny Carson show was just classic American TV. Everybody loved that thing. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. Plus, David Letterman, he's been getting old. That whole top 10 list hasn't been good for about 15 years, and it's time for something fresh.
15 years.
15 years. Well, it's been on the air for...
worst top 10 lists by David Letterman.
I don't think we could only fit 10 in there, because like I said, there's 15 years of horrible ones to go through. So, yeah, I mean, that used to be an original funny bit, and then it just never got any better. It got stale. So here's looking to Colbert to liven things up a little bit on late night TV.
Yeah, I'm honestly excited about it, because I like Stephen Colbert, and I've heard some of his stuff outside of that persona, and he seems at least like a very intelligent, relatable guy, which is especially the relatable part and the down to earth, level-headed guy, unlike his persona, is exactly what you want to see in a late night host that also has that, with that tongue-cheek ability, his interviewability of walking circles around people. That I doubt that he'll do it as much in a late night show.
He'll pull back because he'll be interviewing like celebrities. Yeah. He won't be interviewing the political people anymore. Yeah. So,
but one can only hope that one can only hope that some of it will still be retained, at least every once in a while. So.
If he does a bit on his show, it would work. I mean, he knows it already works, so it would. I mean, he's already used to doing that every night monologue, so that should still be good. I'm just really curious to see how this will work out. And now it's not really set when that's going to happen. Probably sometime next year, because Letterman hasn't announced exactly when he's going to retire, but he is retiring within the next year or two. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be an easy transition. I know Letterman's already had Colbert on the show since the announcement and talked to him about it and everything. So, like, Letterman essentially getting his blessing for the continuation through Colbert, so there won't be that bitterness that maybe existed when Jay Leno was kicked out. And
he wasn't kicked out. He left, and then he came back.
I thought he was. Okay.
Yeah, he left, and then he decided he wanted a show. still, and so they gave him a 10 o'clock slot, and they gave Conan O'Brien the late night, the Tonight Show, and then Leno was like, well, I still want to do that stuff, so they're like, okay, we'll give you 11:30 to 12, and Conan O'Brien was like, that's the Tonight Show slot, you're taking my slot, screw you guys, I'm going home, and that's what he did. So he moved on over to TBS.
Yeah, he went over to TBS for the Conan O'Brien show, whatever it was.
So yeah, we're looking forward